Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. It is Tuesday, October 10th. The cats are fighting, which I know you all love, so they might run by me. We'll see. It's been a weird day around here. I was all ready, had my notes made, ready to go first thing this morning, and we went to drop my son off at school. And my husband went with me because when I'm gone this week at the retreat, he's in charge, and he hadn't picked up or dropped off at the high school yet, so I had to kind of show him where stuff was. We come back, they are installing underground internet cable at our house and a couple others in the neighborhood. They were at our house, 7:30. So it will take about an hour. They must have meant one certain part would take about an hour, because it is now 12:30 and they just left. So they just moved down. They're 2 houses down. I can see them. If you hear them, I apologize, but it was now or never. This was not going to get made. I've been waiting all day. That's it though. That's all the excitement we have around here. The cats are worked up because it was loud and noisy and they didn't like it, so they're on edge. What have I been doing? A lot of tennis, a lot of driving around, a lot of stitching in the car, a lot of stitch knowing home prep. I've kind of been pulling stuff out because I'm on the committee. I'm actually working. I'm working more that weekend than I'll be stitching, but I had some stuff that was here that needs to go there, right? So I had to gather everything up so that then I don't forget anything, because I'm 3 hours away. So when I'm gone, I'm gone. I am leaving Thursday morning. We should get there Thursday afternoon. I'll get a little bit of stitching time in before we go set up. And then Friday, I'll be kind of in and out. I think I have time in the morning, and then I'm working in the afternoon. And then Saturday's a busy day for all of us on the committee because we're covering the regular store, the store at the hotel with the trunk shows and stuff, the front desk, there's a lot. So all of us have a very busy day on Saturday, and then we'll be picking and packing up the trunk shows Saturday night, and then the retreat's done. So Sunday, we don't have the ballroom on Sunday, but you could still stitch in the lobby and stuff. So depending on what time we leave and what time we get up, I might have a little time on Sunday, or we might push it and stay up late on Saturday and then just sleep in and head home. So that's the deal with that. I have a lot of stuff packed up. No clothes, but they're gonna give us volunteer shirts anyway. They're like hunter orange, I've been told, so you'll be able to find us no problem. Hunter orange is not my color. I don't know if hunter orange is anyone's color, but we figured no one else would be wearing that, so that way we'd be easy to pick out. I've also been doing some fully finishing. I knew that I was going to see Donna this weekend, so I had a Halloween thing that I wanted to get done for her in time, and then another small ornament, and then I looked through my bin. I only had one other piece of hers here to finish. So I told her, I'm officially caught up with your things. I'm gonna need more things. She said, be careful what you wish for. So we will jump in with some fully finishes. So these first 3 are Donna's. So I don't know all the details. I know this one is by Wild Violet. And it's this really sweet fox and crow. So I finished this for her as a rounded ornament. And then I had these charms that were kind of black and gold, which matched the black and the gold. So I used one of those and just made a cording. So that's her first one. Her second one was the Halloween one, and this is from If Pumpkins Could Fly by Hands On Design, which was released a couple years ago. So it's a very similar. I did a rounded top, the little Frankenstein. I put a ghost charm, cording, orange on the back. I do use the batting on both sides so that when I stitch the sides together, just makes it a little easier to get the needle in there. And then the last one of hers I had was one of the bird charts from Lindy Stitches that she had the club last year, and then this year she's kind of releasing them. I think she just announced her like late fall releases, and I think the last ones were in that. So Donna wasn't in the club, but she did love this one. So this is the hummingbird, broad-billed hummingbird. Lindy's Stephanie Webb's finishes are in these really cool round frames from Signed and Numbered, I think. But I measured it and hers fit right on one of those little pedestals. I have a few of these that I tuck things on, and I had some extras, so it fit right on there. So that is broad-billed hummingbird. I don't know what fabric she used, but it's really pretty. It's like yellowy and green. So I finished it as a circle, and then I used a wider rickrack, and then I could take the mini palms and kind of double layer. I did finish this on there just with magnets. I glued a magnet on here and the washers on here in case she finishes something else, and that way she can reuse the same pedestal. And these pedestals were from Michael's. They do come back every once in a while. I didn't see them this year, but I have definitely seen them more than once. And I actually have a tutorial on these. This is one of the first tutorials I did. So there's that. And then the last thing, I had started this a few weeks ago when I had the paints out for the Freaky Feral Moon. I found a frame on pictureframes.com. A while ago they had some clearance frames. I think this frame was $7. It was the flat rate shipping. I'm sorry. I bought a few frames, but I purposely bought this one. It was pink. I needed it white. I figured that would be a pretty easy fix. It's that same frame that I've used for a lot of the Halloween things. I get it in a black. So I painted it white. This is Peace on Earth. It's by Pedal Pusher. Barbie based this design off of an old needlepoint, I believe. That was her grandmother's. It was an old piece that her grandmother had done. Or an aunt. Might have been a great aunt. A family member had done. I stitched this a long time ago. I don't remember what fabric it is. I know I started this in December of 2019 because we went to Washington, D.C. for my sister-in-law's wedding. And this is what I started on that trip. It's been in the box for a long time because I had a hard time kind of matching up the colors. So that one is now done. While we're talking, pictureframes.com. I've had several people ask lately, what site I've mentioned. I will link them below. It's pictureframes.com. Right now, it started yesterday. They're actually having one of their sales where it's 30% off plus $10 flat rate shipping. And that's kind of one of the good deals where you get a % off plus a flat rate or free shipping. And this time it happened to be a flat rate, $10 shipping. I think I actually have frames for everything waiting to be framed, so I won't need to look on there. So on the regular, like you can search by color and by price and all that, on like the drop-down menu, there is a section that says sales/clearance, and sometimes they have some different ones in there if you want to check that out too. I don't think they're anything for $7 right now. So those are my finishes. Let me move Emmy's water because she already partook while I was setting up. For finished pieces, I've still been working on some ornaments, kind of some secret stitching, and I know I got at least one done. I might have gotten 2 done or 1.5. I got some done. And then the other piece that I managed to finish, and I don't know why it's on such a big piece of fabric, this is very unlike me, is the mini fungi garden from Una Buena Pieza. This is on a brown. I love all the little snails and the mushrooms. So this one is done. I have a like a paddle, a round paddle. I think it will fit on. I had this blue round frame. That was another mirror that I took the mirror out of. It's just a little too big. That's fine. Oh, before we move on to whips, this was my only finish. Several people wanted to see when I posted last video the beautiful tiered tray. So that's kind of how I have the spiderweb tiered tray set up. So I put my little Frankenstein and one of my little just witches up in there. And then on the second one, I put This Witch Can Stitch, which is a cobweb corner chart, and a couple of berries. So this is the one that Kimberly sent me. I could tuck more in the back, but where I have it sitting, you don't really see the back. So for now, for this year, I just tucked things in the front. So, oops, slide that over there. There, now my laundry basket is got some space in it. All right, so that brings us to whips, and you guys are actually gonna see some stuff you haven't seen in a long time because I pulled out old whips. First of all, my big failure. I am failing my own stitch along, and that is the witch along for the Nora Corbett Pixies. I'll have to show you the picture because you certainly can't tell what it is from what I've done. I'm stitching Eva by Nora Corbett on a fabric called Night Sky Brandy from Mystic Fabrics. And this is where I got. And honestly, this is probably where I got for this year. I got some more done, and then I needed the Q-snap it was on. So it came out. And I don't see it going back in this year, to be perfectly honest. So this will be a carryover whip, which is perfectly fine. I have a good start on it for next year. I love this fabric. You can really see it with it out of the... It's less stark. It's always less stark than that in real life. So that one, probably just going to get put away. So, what did I need the Q-snap for? That was on one of my larger Q-snaps. I don't like them too big because I hold them, and if they're too big, they're hard for me to hold. So this was on one of the larger ones, and I needed it for, don't fall over, put your drinks down. I worked on live on little. Live on little, live on large, Plum Street Samplers. I was trying to get some areas filled in so that if I have time to stitch at the retreat, I could just do some fill-in stitching. I find fill-in stitching very boring, so we'll see. I'm just taking one little side off. Okay, that's all I have done. This was already done. What I did was these waves. This is a little piece of grass. I did the flags. I finished outlining this side, and I'm starting on the waves over here so that then all of this is light blue. That's a green. All of this is the cream color. And if I can get the waves in, I can block this part off and it will all be light blue. Not that there's any chance that I will get that much stitching in, but that was my thinking. I'm stitching this one on a 16 count color and cotton called Over the Moon. And it's a very, very, very pale gray. So it was kind of nice to pull it out and work on it. I hadn't touched it in a long time. And if I'm ever going to get it done, I better get cracking. So that is old whip number 1. Then I was planning on starting Pumpkin Fair from October House Fiber Arts on October 1st. But I thought, you know what? Anything I start at this point this year is likely not going to get finished. Like most things at this point will be a carryover whip. I still had some fall whips that I hadn't even really touched, that I thought instead of starting something new, I should be good and put at least a little more work in those so that then next year they'll be a little closer. So the first one Hold on, I can pull up a picture real quick. I don't have a picture. This is Tree of Magic from Barbara Anna. And they only sent this little weird card that didn't even have like the whole picture on it, but have, you'd think I've been talking for hours at this point, but it doesn't matter. So this is a picture just from Instagram I have saved that kind of shows the whole thing. I am not using the called for fabric because I don't even know what it was, but the holes I could not see. So I am using 28 count wheat Lugana from Zweigart. It's a plain Zweigart. So when I picked it up, all I had this base, this line, a squirrel, a key, and a mushroom. So I finished, this little quadrant is fully finished. And then I moved down, and this quadrant, I'm probably halfway. There's some big flowers over here. And then this, like I ran out of floss. So after I fill in, right when I have extra, I'll just keep crossing those over. So there's one more quadrant on the bottom that's the biggest, and then it's 5 altogether. So no way this will get done. I'd like to get the 2 quadrants done. And then next year, like I said, it will be a little closer to potentially getting done next year. This one's really fun to work on because all those little sections are like little finishes. I picked this fabric. I didn't care if it was Aida, Lugana, or whatever. Well, I did care. I didn't want linen. I didn't care if it was Aida or Lugana, but I wanted one where that white was going to show. If I'm going to stitch all that white, I want it to show. And it popped on this fabric. So all the colors looked good and the white looked really good. So there's that one. Then I had one more. This one I posted a picture of on Instagram last night. I had one more Halloween whip that I hadn't touched. And it is Flying Lessons from Silver Creek Samplers. Now, I'm actually kind of glad I hadn't touched this because a lot of people worked on this for a stitch along recently, one of which was Chris, the camping stitcher, and she changed her green to purple. You know I love purple. So I did the same thing. I'm using the called for fabric, which is Hazelwood from Fiber on a Whim, although it's called for an 18 and I'm using a 14. So there's where I'm at. I started this in my whip parade. I just had the word night. That was it. So I popped it on the Q-snap so that I could, you know, night was here and I could maybe fit everything in, and I think I can on the top. So I'm using Classic Colorworks Purple Aster for my purple. Then, because I changed that, it made this yellow look really like too bright. So I'm using Classic Colorworks Honeycomb for, it will be that buckle and the stars. There's none of it in the broom, so it's the stars and the buckle. And then for the moon, it's meant to be in 3865. I had this picket fence from Color and Cotton that was kind of a silvery-ish dirty white. So I'm using that instead, because why not? So again, this one's coming with me to the retreat. I have the hat outlined so I can fill that in. And then last night I got the moon outlined. I need to finish the word. Oh, actually, no, I stitched around it because the words kind of go in the moon, but I didn't. I did the outline. So the whole moon can be filled in. And then if I, by some miracle, get that much stitching done, I could come over and continue on the words because they're pretty easy. That's an easy read from the pattern. So there's that one. Again, will not be done this year because I'm assuming by the end of October, I will have put away fall and Halloween because I have a couple Thanksgiving. I think I have one Thanksgiving and it's a small, so maybe I can get it done. And then a couple winter stitches that are whips that I'd like to get done. This is my fun bag from Quilting with Nico. I love her bags. She has a few on there and they're doing that Etsy coupon. I'll link her shop. I love them because they have a handle. I do have to be careful if I have this one in the car because of the vinyl. I'm always extra careful. Whoops, chart's not in there. So that's what I've been stitching on. I did bring down plans. I still want to start Pumpkin Fair in October, knowing full well that that just means it will be on my whip list to finish next year, but it will get a little bit of a start. And then the other one that I showed you last time was Troublemakers from Pedal Pusher. She just sent these charts to Hoffman, to the distributors, so stores can order them now. I think it's actually already on 123 Stitch, which is this one. I love them. The board, the crow board, which I cut off here, is from Scarlet Sky Stitchery. And I haven't seen it listed on their Etsy yet, but you could reach out to them through Instagram. So this one I have kitted, and I'm planning to start it at the retreat. I have a little tiny piece of Fog, Picture This Plus. I think it's a 16. And I have all of the DMC, because it's a DMC chart. So I pulled all the DMC, and then I pulled, because I don't have the chart yet, I'm going to pick it up when I'm there. I pulled just a few fancy flosses that I thought if I want to sub out might work. But I'm going to wait until I can actually like see the chart and which ones, you know, which color is the big part of the pumpkin and which color is the inside part of the pumpkin and stuff like that, so that I can go from there. Oh, they're firing up the machinery, folks. This new internet allegedly will improve upload speeds, so that's exciting. Let's see if that happens. It did not improve filming speed today. That's about it. And then, like I said, I should have grabbed those other wintry whips, but I can show those next video because that's what I'll kind of be working on to finish the year. And then I'm actually starting to think about 2024, which is scary. And I'm trying to be a little intentional about some things that have been sitting around for a while that I want to get to, or like autumn and Halloween I love stitching for, but I'm out of room. So what do I want to work on? That kind of thing. I got the cutest card from Joan. Last year she sent me a card with these two squirrels dressed up as Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. And this year she said it wouldn't be Halloween without sending a chipmunk card. They were chipmunks, not squirrels. I think he's adorable. So I have my Halloween chipmunk card. That came yesterday, it made me laugh. The last thing is some giveaways. Pop these out. Oh, here comes Emmy. She's sniffing around. Move my water, give her hers. She can't reach it, I put that tray there. Giveaways. So my giveaways are always generously donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. Carla's store has been closed because she's been helping her friends farm. She's been on the farm, driving the tractor, harvesting corn. She's not quite done. So her store's going to be closed for a bit longer. She'll open it as soon as she can when she gets back. So keep an eye out for that when she's back. And that's when her videos and everything will start up again too. So it kind of took a little longer, I think, because they had some rain and some delays. So, but she's a working woman driving the tractor. Okay, we had a last call for Shannon Miner, or Minner, M-I-N-N-E-R, for Let's Talk Autumn. And then from the last video, number 1 was kindness. That goes to Pat Curley. Number 2, cranky owl. I still love it. He would be quick. Audrey Pettit. Number 3, Autumn Blessings. This is a Pineberry Lane. This is Kathy Simmeth, Simmeth. And Halloween Kisses, Erin S. And Erin is spelled Eryn. So that was the last giveaways. I pulled 4 things again this time, so I have 2 that were sent in by Carla at Cobweb Corner, and then 2 that viewers had sent in. And I pulled some seasonally appropriate things out of my pile. So you have to be over 18, so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say giveaway or win. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber, and you can also head over to Carla's channel, and she would appreciate it if you were a subscriber there as well. Just use the numerical number in your comment anywhere if you're interested in any of these. So number 1 will be Thankful November from Blackbird Designs. I love a good turkey. And then there's these 2 on the back. So it's all 3. The turkey and the pomegranate are definitely. I've never done one of these shaped. I have this chart, but I've never done one of these. So that's number 1. Number 2, Fall Fields from the Prairie Schooler. And this is the original. That's a great turkey too. There's one on the back. Let's see which. There's a chart on the back too. Boop. That cute owl. So that's number 2. Number 3 is Twice Blessed from Hands On Design. This is an older one. And it comes with those little wool pieces that you cut in half to make those pennies. So that's number 3. And number 4, Cinnamon Stars. This would be a good one for me to work on as a fall piece because it's bigger, it would take a while. 168 by 100. It's not huge. It's no live on large. I know a lot of people have already stitched this and a lot of people want to stitch this. So those are this week's giveaways. I don't know when I will be back. There's a chance I may do a video next week to talk about the retreat, or I may be exhausted, and then in which case it would be the regular 2 weeks. These giveaways we will do in a regular 2. I won't, if I come back next week, you'll still have time on these. Yeah, we'll have to see how I'm feeling come Tuesday, if I'm tired. Your guess is as good as mine. So that is about it for today. I hope everyone's doing well, enjoying the fall weather. I had to pull out long sleeves today for the first time. We finally closed the windows, except my son, he likes to sleep. He likes to snuggle, so he has the window open, 2 fans on, and like 4 blankets. I had to pull out my nighttime socks, my fuzzy nighttime socks, and I'd shut our window because that was cold. The cats are cold too. It's not like turn on the heat cold, but it's chilly. There's a joke in New England that this is the time of year when people try to see how long they can hold off without turning the heat on to try and save some money. We did say we're gonna have to at least wipe the registers down so that then if we need it, you know, in an evening or in the morning, they won't stink quite as bad. So we'll give them a good dusting and then we'll be ready to go. We did have the furnace cleaned a few weeks ago, so that's ready to go. That's it. Hope you guys do well. I will be back at some point with all the chatter from Stitch New England. I know a lot of you are going. I'll be in the hunter orange shirt. Can't miss me. Come say hi. And I'm looking forward to seeing people there. So bye.